Good morning, Mike Chipperini here from Chipper's Island, and presently I'm on the road headed up to Alexandria Bay, New York, which is way up in upstate New York, right on the St. Lawrence River, land of 1,000 islands. And from there I'll be journeying out toward Ohio and Michigan and Tennessee. So we're on the road again with Chipper's Island Adventures. So here I am beginning my trip. I call it the Loop, and it's going to take me from Massachusetts through New York State out to Alexandria Bay or Rochester, along with Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, then Illinois, possibly over to Tennessee, and then back home, by which route I'm not sure. And as you can see, it was raining quite a bit as I was leaving Massachusetts and headed out to the Berkshires. And I'd been on the road a couple hours and I figured I needed to take a little break. And so after a little bit, I pulled into this rest stop. Stretched the legs, get a little bite to eat. Normally I eat in my rig, but for breakfast I wanted to get something there. Now I just passed a sign for the highest point until the Dakotas, and before I knew it, I was leaving Massachusetts and I was entering New York State. Well, I'm just outside of Rochester, New York. It's about 12:45, so it's lunchtime, and I'm going to have a little bit of leftover seafood casserole from the Wynwood Grill, where I got some dinner last night, and it's seafood casserole with string beans, which is a pretty healthy lunch. And I've had a little change of plans where I was headed to 1,000 Islands, but my cousin called, who I was going up there to see, and told me he can't make it up there because he's going to be working tomorrow. And if he were to go up there today, he'd have to come right back to Rochester tomorrow in order to go to work. So I went ahead and changed plans. I'm going to roll into Rochester, well, just outside of Rochester, and hang out there for a day or two, and then it's off to Wellington, Ohio. So, time to have some lunch, and then we'll get a move on. Well, after about a 6-hour ride, I've arrived in Chile, New York, which it looks like Chile, but I guess it's actually pronounced Chile. And it's right outside of Rochester, New York. And I'm here at my cousin's house. It's actually my mother's first cousin. And I'm sitting in his driveway, so I'm going to mooch talk for the night. And I may either leave tomorrow or the next day. And I'll be heading to Wellington, New York. Wellington, Ohio, if I leave, or when I leave. At any rate, so he's got a son who is also my cousin. What is that, my second cousin? He's my first cousin once removed or something like that. I always get that mixed up. But it wasn't a bad ride. A little wet stuff on the way out of Massachusetts. And pretty straight. I mean, you stay on I-90 the whole way. What was cool is I saw one Integra Esteem on the road. And you don't see many Integras up here in the Northeast. You might see more of them down south, but up here in the Northeast you don't see many. So anyway, we'll get some video when my cousins get here, and other than that, I'm just going to unpack. Ciao. Well, we're here in Hilton, New York. I'm here with my cousin, my mother's first cousin. He's over there, going into his daughter's restaurant called Foster's. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we're sitting here at Foster's restaurant. We just had a great dinner, and I'm going to be getting out of here soon. I had a nice veal dish. Got my cousin Bill, cousin Scott, cousin John, Cousin Hunter. Very good time here. All the best. So we're going home. Yep. And I'm with my cousin Bill, who is a Marine Corps veteran, which is kind of redundant because once you're a Marine, always a Marine. And we just had a delightful dinner at his daughter's restaurant, Foster's in Hilton, New York. So we're headed home, and that's what this trip is kind of all about. Me visiting a lot of guys that I served with, and then visiting my cousin who also served. And like I said, technically he's my mother's first cousin, so that makes us first cousin once removed or second cousin or something along those lines. But it is what it is. And that's it for tonight. Take care. Well, I'm on the road once again, headed to Ohio, Wellington, Ohio. It's just outside Cleveland. I've been there before. And right about now, I'm just leaving the Rochester area, headed toward Buffalo. I had a really nice time with my relatives last night at the restaurant. And it was great seeing my cousin Bill. He's up there. He's like 87, 88 years old. And, you know, I'd like to visit him and when I can. At any rate, it's going to be a nice drive. This is a pretty nice drive from this area here in New York out to Cleveland, along Lake Erie, down through Pennsylvania. And we'll have more to say once we get there. And then I'm looking forward to a fair tomorrow, and who knows what's in store for the rest of the day. Happy RVing. Unfortunately, this is what happens when your microphone is not plugged into your camera. Here I am introducing Sue Lucio, now Whitney and her husband John Whitney. Sue and I served in Augsburg, Germany together. We also went to school in Pensacola, Florida at Corey Naval Air Station, at Corey Technical Training Center in Pensacola. And that's where we did our training before we went over to Germany. And we've attended a lot of reunions together, so it's great seeing them. And we're headed off to a street fair here. So we're here at Valley City at the street fair here in Ohio, and I'm going to give you a little panorama. And there's Sue and John. So it's a typical lot of booths here with different foods, Italian sausage, this and that. We're going to take a stroll around here in front of the fire department. I'm going to get the brisket meal.
Okay. What would you like your side?
Coleslaw and beans. Or is there one choice or two?
I mean, we can do coleslaw and beans.
No, I'll do coleslaw then. That's fine. If it's usually, it's one side comes with the meal.
But you get cornbread, so if you
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. Perfect. $4. Thanks. As Johnny opens his wallet. Watch out for the moms. here with Sue and John. 175 years this fair has been in existence. So we're at the county fair. It's hot out here. It's like 84 degrees and a bit of humidity. A lot of livestock, cows, sheep, miniature horses, full-size horses.